Welcome to another edition of the Flood Watch podcast. This is Congressman Mike Flood, here to bring you the latest updates from Capitol Hill, key issues in Washington, as well as news impacting both Nebraska and the nation. Recapping this past week, there were several shakeups and moves within the Republican Steering Committee. This committee decides where Republican members of Congress receive their committee assignments. Given the importance of the steering committee, it's no surprise that there were competitive races for spots on the committee. While Republicans held our leadership elections last week, House Democrats did theirs this week. Despite their leadership's failures to gain a majority, Democrats re-elected their leadership team, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Minority Whip Catherine Clark, and Caucus Chairman Pete Aguilar remain as the top Democrat leaders in the House. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump continues to unveil nominees for key cabinet positions in his upcoming administration. This week, President Trump announced that Energy Executive Chris Wright will head the Department of Energy. Wright's primary firm specializes in fracking, bringing a wealth of experience to the table as Energy Secretary. Former Congressman Sean Duffy will be his Secretary of Transportation. Duffy, who is another experienced House alum, is ready to deliver on day one for President Trump's America First agenda. President Trump also announced that he will nominate Wall Street executive Howard Lutnick as the Commerce Secretary. President Trump specifically trusts him to negotiate fair trade priorities, as he will also serve as the United States Trade Representative. Finally, word on the street is that my colleague and good friend, Congresswoman Lori Chavez Dreamer, may be nominated as President Trump's Labor Secretary. If selected, I know she'll deliver for hardworking families across our country in her new role. The next step for President Trump's nominations will be Senate confirmation. While the House plays no role in confirmation, I am confident the Senate will work with President Trump and quickly work his appointees through the confirmation process. Finally, I want to bring attention to a piece of legislation voted in the House earlier this week, H.R. 1449, the CLEAN Act, passed in the House on Tuesday. This legislation helps the development of geothermal energy across the United States. Nebraska's 1st District is home to many geothermal innovations, from an entire neighborhood being powered by geothermal energy in Lincoln to the Nebraska State Patrol using geothermal heat pumps in their buildings in Norfolk. The CLEAN Act now awaits action from the Senate before moving to the President's desk for final approval. While the bill passed with bipartisan support in the House, Senate Majority Leader Schumer, who determines the pace of legislation in that chamber, has been slow to act on House-passed legislation over the last couple of years. Finally, a quick reminder, if you're interested in attending the 60th presidential inauguration on Monday, January 20th, 2025, you can submit a ticket request through my website. Seats are limited, and the deadline to apply is January 1st, so don't wait. Go to flood.house.gov, and under the Services tab, you'll find a place to register. And that wraps up this week's Flood Watch podcast. If you haven't already, sign up for my Flood Watch newsletter at flood.house.gov to stay in the loop with updates straight from Washington. Thanks for listening, and I hope you and your family have a safe, happy, and memorable Thanksgiving.